Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another Minnesota Twins discussion video. This is the Minnesota Twins game review. It's actually being posted on the night of the game, which is great. But what a game tonight. We got the win. That was so important. We've never had 3 losses in a row this year, which is so great. Unfortunately, we lost the series to Cleveland, but hey, we were able to pick one game back up, so they only gained 1 game on us. Unfortunately, I'm sure all of us wanted, we could have taken, 3 more games from them. Hey, the toughest part of our schedule is literally over. So we should be cruising from here. Obviously, there'll be some bumps in the road, but we're cruising from here. And we were able to pick up 1, right? We avoided getting swept against Bauer, who pitched pretty good. But you know why we won this game was freaking Berríos and Max Kepler. You've seen it in the thumbnail. You've seen it in the title. 4 for 4 tonight with 3 home runs. Probably the best performance besides maybe Polanco's cycle this year. If I'm mistaken, if there's a better game, let me know. But other than those 2 games, honestly, that's probably the best performance we've seen from a player this year. 4 for 4. I mean, Cron went 5 for 6 in a couple of games. But besides the cycle, 3 home runs, 4 for 4 on the day. That's awesome. He single-handedly won us this game, basically. So, I mean, we'll go through it in a second, but let's start with the box score like we usually do. I know I've been talking a little bit here, but 5 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors. The errors did cost us tonight. I think this is our first time when we have had a multiple error game. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I believe this is the first time we've had 2 errors in a game. Scope and Polanco both had the errors. But hey, we scored first. That was very important. We actually got out to a 4-0 lead, which is a little bit scary how they were able to come back again. It lets you know how our bullpen's doing. Still, I think we do need to go pick up 1 or 2 guys. And I do want to know what you guys think. I just asked you about the best play that you've seen this year, the best, performance. But what about Bauer? Do you guys think Bauer would be a good addition to the team? And I don't think that we're going to get him. I'm not saying we should. But what do you guys think about Bauer? I know I still think he's got the deadliest slider, the nastiest pitch in the game. But he's 4 and 6. However, he goes 8 innings almost every time that he doesn't get knocked out in. And he pitched 119 pitches, was still doing fairly well, right? I mean, he didn't look like he was in a lot of trouble. For the most part, besides Max Kepler, you got to think, if Max Kepler didn't get those 3 home runs, how this game would have changed. And again, Cleveland probably not going to give him up. He's basically their only starting pitcher right now after Carrasco and Kluber are out. I'm not saying we'll go get him, but I do want to know your opinion. So let's go through the pitching matchup. On the other side of things, Berríos, who had a great night tonight. This is the night that we wanted to see him have, all season, right? This is the kind of performance he had in the first game of the season against Cleveland, against the White Sox a couple times ago. In his last start, he had a good start. This is the Berríos, though, that we want to see every time on the mound. This is the expectations we're putting him to. And the rest of the guys, really. I mean, these are the expectations Odorizzi has and Perez, all these guys. And he pitched amazing. 6 innings, so maybe on the lower side of things, but he went in his 6 innings only giving up 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 of them was earned. And he struck out 6, walking only 1. That's fantastic. That's only 3 guys reaching base. And then, of course, he gave the 1 run in the 5th, which is fine, but that's when we started to fall apart, was when he came out, our bullpen. And granted, it's not all of his fault. The game is a little closer than I think realistically it was. It was 3-5 until, Rogers got into a 3-1 count right at the end there. Threw a fastball, he hit it. So what? You're going to do those things, and sometimes it pays off for the other guy, but realistically, we did well. They scored 4 runs on 4 hits, so when they got hits, they got them home, right? But those errors did help them. So let's go through it. I mean, McGill, let's go through the bullpen. I mean, McGill, he only faced 1 batter, and he gave up a hit. And that also scored a run because of the error. I believe, I don't know whose it was. I think it was Scopes. But yeah, he scored the run. It was an unearned run for Berríos. Then May came in. because McGill got pulled, and he did fine in his 1 inning of work, and then Rodgers came in for the final 2. I kind of like him as this 2-out kind of save guy, but also we can't use him then tomorrow, or, the day after he pitches, so I don't know if that's the best thing to do with him. I mean, what'd he throw? 34 pitches still, so he's going to have to take a day off. But he did well. He did give up 1 hit. It was the home run, but he struck out 3 out of his 6 batters faced. So I think he did fine. Now let's talk about hitting. I know that's why you're all here. Max Kepler, baby. 3 freaking home runs. That's what I was trying to say. And a single. An infield. It wasn't really. It was a shifted single that he beat the pitcher to the bag for. Great night for Kepler. He also walked. So that's fantastic. He was 0 for 21. Coming into tonight in his last 21 at-bats. He erased that entirely. He went, so what is he now? And 25 at-bats, he is 4 for 25. That's just under 250. His average was at like 280. Now it's at 266. That's not bad. I still don't think he's the greatest leadoff hitter, but he did a great job tonight. I don't want to see this kind of pattern, though, where he goes 0 for 4 3 times in a row and then goes 3 for 4, or, has these very streaky games like Rosario has at some points during the season. He can go really cold, and then all of a sudden, boom, AL Player of the Week, and then goes cold again. Like I want to find some consistency here. But besides Kepler, that was pretty much it. And besides that, top of the 9th inning was it? When Kepler got his hit and Polanco got a hit. Otherwise, it's pretty much zeros across the board. So Kepler got 4 hits out of our 7. Polanco got a hit in the 9th. And then Garver got a hit. He got a double. It was a RBI double, I believe. Yes, it was an RBI double. And then Astudillo got a hit, which gave Max Kepler a 2-run home run. So that's it. Everybody else is zeros. Rosario, Gonzalez, Scope, Adrianza, Buxton, and did Buxton just come in to play center field, it looks like, maybe? Regardless, and then Crone batting in the 8th spot tonight. Very weird, but regardless, we did what we needed to do to get the win. I want to know what you guys think, though, about this game in particular. So, let's walk through Max Kepler's at-bats today. Max Kepler, it was the second pitch of the game. It was not the first pitch, but I want to know, I literally turned on the game as the ball was in the air. So I don't know if he swung at the first pitch. Obviously, my guess would be yes, he did, because he does that all the time. But it was taken for a strike, so granted, did he swing? Let me know, please. But I'm guessing he did. Sometimes it pays off, right? And sometimes you're seeing the ball really well. He's seen Bauer before. The scouting report's the same. He's going to throw fastballs around the strike zone. And most of his stuff is going to be off speed. So find the off-speed pitch when he throws it early in the count. But all of his fastballs will be around the zone. So take one of those deep if you get the opportunity to. I do believe all 3 of them are on off-speed pitches, though, if I'm not mistaken. But that's exactly what I'm saying. He's going to throw fastballs around the zone. And when you can lay off the fastball and you can get on that curveball, especially when he throws it early in the count, that's when good things happen. And obviously he was seeing the ball a lot better than everybody else tonight, but, sometimes that happens. And it's baseball, right? So at least we could take the win, right? So I'm sure everyone wanted us to get the sweep against Cleveland. Obviously, Cleveland being a 500 team, us being 20 games above 500 at the point of the time being. What were we, 40-18 coming into the series? Obviously, it was very lopsided on paper. They do have some good pitchers, even though, Kluber and Carrasco are out. But realistically, everybody would have liked to sweep or take 2 of 3. The best news is, though, we didn't get swept. We took 1. We are still above, 667 on the year, 41-20. That is more than I think anybody could ask for. And since we took 1 game, right, they only took 1 game back into the footsteps of us, right? We're still at 10.5 games up, I think. So by absolutely no means are, Cleveland, are they coming back? I gotta say that. There's no way that Cleveland is coming back in the division. And granted, if we would have taken all 3 or even 2 or 3, we would have gained another game, and unfortunately that just didn't happen. But no way Cleveland comes back. This is the hardest part of the season. We just finished it, right? With Milwaukee, Tampa Bay, in Cleveland. We go to Detroit next, which, sure, it's in Detroit. We might lose one of those games, but granted, we're still way up in the division. Our toughest part of the season is over, and now we're just going to cruise from here, honestly. I feel like we're not going to have the greatest month, all right? We're not going to have May every month, but if we could just keep, winning series, splitting series, maybe losing one or two every once in a while, we're going to be fine, and that's great. So that's all I got for you today. I really hope you guys enjoyed the game review, and I hope that we will go ahead and sweep or take 2 of 3 in Detroit, keep putting everyone else down in the division, and continue staying hot into the month of June. So that's all I got for you today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you did enjoy it. We'll see you next time for another one. Peace out.